Shalom Talmidim, Shemot HaPo'al, Qal active participles in the Qal, this time verbs with guttural consonants. Do you remember the three characteristics of guttural consonants? They reject doubling, that is, they do not take dagesh forte, usually with some consequence for the vowels around them. They take composite shavas, not simple shavas, that is, hatef patach, hatef kamatz, hatef segol, when other verbs might take a simple shava in that place. And they prefer A-class vowels. Of these three characteristics, we will see the second and third come into play when we have verbs in the Qal active participle with guttural consonants. First off, when you have a guttural at the beginning of the word, there's no problem. There are no schwas under the first root consonant, nor do there need to be any A-class vowels because the guttural comes at the beginning of the syllable. So, olmed, olmeda, olmedet, olmedim, and olmedot, standing in its various forms, are all perfectly regular, just like katal. When we come to verbs with a guttural consonant in second position, like sha'al, to ask, we find that there are several places where the tsere, instead of reducing to a regular vocal shava, will reduce to a hatef patach, namely in the feminine singular form with the kamatz he at the end, in the masculine plural and the feminine plural. So, sho'ala, sho'alim, and sho'alot. This illustrates that gutturals take composite shava, not simple shava. When we have a chet or an ayin at the end of a word, we find that there are just a few little differences. In the first place, we see a furtive patach under the chet here in sholeach, from the verb shalach, to send. So sending, it's not sholech, it's sholeach, with a little ah before it. Also, in the form of the feminine singular that ends in tav, we find two patachs instead of two segols. Sholachat, not sholechet. Both of these illustrate the truth that gutturals prefer A-class vowels, especially when they're at the end of a syllable or in a segolet kind of pattern. So sholeach and sholechet. Otherwise, shalach looks just like a strong verb. When we have an aleph in third position, we find that motze, motza'ah, motz'im, and motza'ot are all perfectly regular and normal, but we have something funny in the other form of the feminine singular, motzeit. Instead of having a segolet pattern, motzeet, or something, as we might expect, the aleph seems to have gone completely silent, and we still have the tsere that is characteristic of the masculine singular, motze. What happens is that aleph, when it comes at the end of a syllable, when it has no vowel of its own, it will go silent. And in fact, sometimes in the orthography, in the spelling of these words, the aleph may drop out entirely. So third aleph verbs only present one little unusual form, and that's the feminine singular ending in tav. Now you might think I've missed out third hey verbs. They seem to have a guttural in them, right? Technically, third hey verbs were originally third vav or yod. You don't need to remember that, but it means that they're very special, and I will give them their own video, as well as a video just for verbs with two vav or yod.